So you've decided you want a camper van, and you look online and the prices are way too high. You'll never be able to afford it, so you give up. Well, I'm here to tell you, do not give up yet, because I am broke as shit, and I'm going to be spending my time building this van into a camper/house for myself. You know, you hear it all the time. Single mother of 5 cats, can't afford her essential oils anymore working at her $100,000 a year job, so she has to buy a van, and now she's so happy. Well, guess what, Chad? I'm broke, I'm in debt to the IRS, I'm in debt to credit card companies, I'm running away from all of my problems, and you guys are going to watch me. So we're going to make it fun, and we're going to see how cheap we can build this into a house. So step 1 is buying yourself a van. It depends what you want. If you want to be able to stand up in it, I recommend a high roof Sprinter like this. If you want something smaller for maybe the city, I'd recommend something smaller, like a shorter wheelbase. This is the 170-inch wheelbase. The shorter one's a 148, and you pretty much lose like 4 feet of cargo width on the body back there. Right now we have 14 feet going from here to the end. That's in the back, plus whatever's in the front with the seats, and that's perfect for me. Also, it's 6'2", 6'2" going from the bottom to the top, so I can just barely stand up in it because I am 6'2". I'll repeat that again for you ladies. I am 6'2", so come join me in my white van. Anyway, after you do that, you decide what van you want, you're gonna have to pay for it. This one is gonna cost around $7,000 to $8,000 for a van in this shape. We're under 200k miles, we're at 170,000. The engine will last for 1,000,000 miles. It is a diesel. The tranny does have to, transmission does have to be replaced. I forgot we're in 2026. The transmission will have to be replaced probably around the 400k mark at the minimum, or at the maximum. And yeah, all it takes is saving up a little bit of money to make the first big purchase for your van, and maybe some credit card fraud too. Pick your vice. If you can get there and you can do it, buy your van and you'll be set. You'll probably end up with something like a contractor van, which this was. So it's kind of dirty inside. I just pressure washed everything off. This is just what the inside looked like with the shelves, but I pretty much cleaned all of it out and washed it out. So it's a very simple process. And you got all these shelves here that come with it, so you can probably sell those too. You got a bulkhead in there as well. So stay tuned. Part 2, part 3, the rest of it is coming soon. This is part 2 of the micro budget van camper series. So to start with, we're going to take a look around this van after we have everything cleaned out of it. So you're going to get your van and you're going to clean it out completely. I pressure washed everything on the inside, including the seats, because they were gross. It was a contractor van, as I said before, so they were just full of sticky grease and whatever. Once you do that, you're going to take a look around and think, what do you want to put in your van? So for me, I'm going to have to haul motorcycles in my van too, at least one. And this length is not long enough for me. Oh look, we got a leak right there. Cool. Didn't see that before. Anyways, this length is not good enough for a bed that way, so I'm going to need to put my bed this way. About 6 foot of space there. And then I'll have some space on the side for a motorcycle. And I'll probably make the bed fold up like this so that I can get the bike in easier. But anyways, once you decide what kind of layout you want, you're going to want to think about insulation. This is very important. So if you are going to spend time in a colder place a lot, you're going to definitely need insulation. If you're going to only be like in California or Arizona, somewhere warm, you don't necessarily need it, but it is still nice to have. It will make your van resell for much more if you ever plan to sell it in the future. So for the bottom, the floor is the least important place you need to insulate. Mine came with a floor of, this is about 1 inch worth of plywood. He has 2 half-inch pieces on there. So I'm just not going to worry about it because that's enough insulation as it is, the air that's under the ribbing under there and the 1 inch piece of plywood. But for the walls, I am going to insulate those. Some people also spray foam the inside of these structural ribs there, but that's not too important. For the walls, I'm going to do insulation on there. Sometimes you do need to take off the, it would be just like some pieces of particle board, really cheap cardboard stuff on here. Comes stock with the van. Rip that off, and you get all those ribs back there. You can pack insulation in. For insulation, I luckily found some free stuff. It's just garbage. It was a home to some mice and rats. It was in my shed. And yeah, look at that. It's kind of gross, but it's going to be behind the wall anyway. We're going to start with putting that in. So I'm going to do that today probably and get a new video tomorrow for you guys. But this has been part 2. So I've started insulating the walls. This is just the door. Kind of just tuck it behind the ribs there. Use a knife. It's pretty easy to cut this type of stuff. Some of it's really old, so like I'm rubbing the edges, and if it peels apart, kind of like grainy and stuff, that means it's not really ideal to put in. So some of this stuff I probably can't use, but yeah, so far so good. This stuff is still good. Tuck that back there, so tuck some pieces up here. Put this one back in there. Probably just put batting insulation in here, which I did find a roll of as well for very cheap. I'll do that probably from here up and on the roof as well for the rest of it. I have it pretty much all insulated besides those last 2 panels. Not going to use that piece. Going to probably use more bat insulation there. But yeah, I used all that foam that I got for free for the roof. It's only about like 1.5 inches thick, and so are these rims here. The sides are a little thicker, about 2 inches. That's why I use this stuff that I found in the attic. But yeah, I got it all for free, which you can probably do easily too. If you live in a town, maybe just go look in a dumpster, because insulation is always thrown out. Even old stuff you can reuse if it's good enough. But anyway, I did that, and now tomorrow we're gonna have to look at some paneling at Menards to get the walls. I'm thinking a nice white pine type of look. Let me know in the comments what you think would look good. I'm gonna start with the sides, then work my way to the top. And then also I'm going to put a layer on the floor, just screw it right down to this floorboard. It's going to be like less than a 1/4 inch thick. Also on the top here I did notice that I don't really have anything to screw to coming off of this to there when I put the paneling up, so I made these 2. There's another one on the floor. But I made these, I'm going to put those up there and screw them into this wall. Do not screw them into the top from the bottom, because then you will have a hole in the roof. But screw into this, because that is not even the outside wall. So, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, or whenever I get my paneling. Gonna need about 12 sheets for this whole thing. So yeah, like and follow. Woke up this morning and a bunch of it was falling off because it got so hot out. The tape didn't stick, so I have to redo that. Then we went to the hardware store. We got some paneling. This is just birch plywood. You can see right here. So we started doing this. I put some blocking up here, like I said I was gonna, right there. I'll show you the blocking I have over here, so you know what I'm talking about. It's up in there. Just screw a few to this wall, just so you have something to mount the sheets to. And yeah, I'm gonna work on getting this back in. Obviously cut out the hole for this light, which I marked somewhere. It's at 55 to 61 inches going off of this one. So you kind of got to do some math to match all the ribs up right, so you can mount your sheets on, you know, get the edges right. So this one here, I just cut, I left it at 8 foot. I'm gonna put some blocking after it right here so I can screw the next one on, and it's going to go up to here, and then I'll put the next sheet on top all the way to the roof. Right now I could use one of those stupid videos where they show how easy it is to draw this line, but I don't know how to do that anymore, so I'll figure it out. That's the best I can do. Let's see what happens. Honestly, fits way better than I thought it was gonna. But yeah, I'll get this piece in, do the same on the other side, and then I'll work my way up the wall. Okay, got another sheet on. That's probably all I'm going to do for today. So far we have the roof and like about half of this side done. Kind of went up here, curved it a little bit because it's thin. It's like probably 5 millimeters of birch plywood. Had to drive some long ones into here and make sure they don't go out the roof, but they hold just to get the curve right. Gotta insulate that yet, and keep that piece on before I put another sheet on, of course. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty good already. You know, it's a little bit thin, so get some warpage and stuff, but it should be fine. Also, I have to fix the leak that's on the roof up here. Probably put some glue or whatever in there. Here's the setup for you wondering, those of you wondering. Got a jigsaw, a circular saw to cut the lengths, and then sometimes if I need to trim the edges, if it's too tight of a fit on the inside once I already have it installed, I'll just trim it off with this. That's a blade for metal, but it works just fine for wood too. Plus it does not chip off the edges, it kind of burns it. So I have these lights to Dremel out. So that's the piece I took out. It's a decent cut. Might go down a little more on here. Try to go smaller than you think it's going to be just so you can see it and go more. What I did there. So I just can flip this over here. Probably cut the same thing. For these top holes, I marked the length 55 inches to 61. Kind of just estimating the middle. So I cut a tiny hole out and you can see it in there. So I'm right on. That's the finished product. There's the hole. Here's some duct tape. It's still up there. Doesn't matter. Rip it off. Okay, so I got all 3 of those done. They look okay. I just need to add trim or do something to make them look better, which I'll figure out easy. I just had an idea for this stuff. It looks like it'll fit like a 2x4 up there, so honestly, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to maybe put some channels in the 2x4 right here so it sinks deeper in, because you got all this stuff that's going to be hard to just, you know, put sheeting on and match it up. So I got a 2x4 stretch all the way across. I can have that there as some type of structure as well, so I can maybe drill some hooks into it, some anchors, and hang stuff up. Maybe even drill cabinets to it, because I'm eventually going to need to do that as well. Otherwise, all I have is the ribbing to drill to, and I could put blocking behind here. But I have not done that yet, because I'm not exactly sure what layout I want. So, I think those 2x4s up there will look nice. Kind of trim it out a little bit, and also give me something to put stuff on. Gonna end the day with some nice pickles and an orange sunset. Woke up this morning and I started on this wall down here. I was going to put some blocking behind here on this seam, but I didn't. It seems fine because there's so little space down there. But up here I did start. I just drove a longer screw into there so it'll hold. Put one down here, then put some on the other side, you know, just so this seam is attached. And I'll do that with this on this side as well. Got these 2 sheets done right here. Made these cutouts, obviously. Need to try to stop making tiny sheets. I need to go with bigger sheets just so I don't run out of big sheets for the floor as well. I think I have like 5 left, so I should be fine. But yeah, this wall will be easier. This is going to be the hardest part right here, is cutting out all that stuff. And then cutting out that light, which I measured here. Then 2 inches up from this. That's where I'll remember to start cutting. Here you can see the perfect fitting piece of the day. Cut that little notch out for this thing. Cut this right here. It's not screwed down yet, so I'm going to push up a little bit, but perfect, perfect. Makes me so horny. Got that piece on. Put some blocking here and under here. Cut this out perfectly this time. It's going to be the easiest. And yeah, we have this wall, this door, the roof angle things too. Just complete this door. All I have to do is take this tape off. Did all the fittings around that. Missed a hole here. But yeah, it fits perfectly. I believe this is what Dwight Schrute would refer to as Perfektenschlag. So I've pretty much insulated and sheeted the entire thing on the inside, besides the floor and those little angles. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with that yet. I'm assuming I'm going to still use that method I was talking about of just putting 2x4s up there, so I have more structure to drill stuff to. And yeah, I put some blocking behind this too, just to give that support. I was thinking about putting blocking like behind here to screw stuff to, but in reality I'd probably need to run a plank all the way across just to give it enough support because it's so thin. So I'm really only going to have the ribs to drill to when I put cabinets in and whatever. But yeah, that's the end of this episode. I'll probably be back today with another one. Maybe doing the floor and those 2x4s up there, but right now I need to charge my drill. Yeah. So I'm working on putting those 2x4s in. This is kind of what I'm doing, is just shaving them off. I have it marked 2 pen marks and I shave it off with the grinder right there. I have one of these on there. Yeah, that works pretty good. Then I'll just fit one up there and see how it works. But yeah, it should work out pretty good. So I got the first one up. It just has one screw in it right in the middle. Of course it's going to suck down tighter a little bit, but we do have some of this here, and overall it's not looking too bad. Should provide enough structure to screw stuff into, like cabinets. Probably put a piece of trim on this, like some trim you can find anywhere, any construction site, anywhere. Go find some. I'll show you what I'm talking about when I do it, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. I think it's a good idea for that extra space there. Should be able to drill it all down now. Okay, so we have all this sanded down. My hands are full of dust. Gonna put that one in. Right now we have the first one in. Looks just as good as I planned. Of course there is stuff on the edges I will need to cover up with trim, but it should look perfect. Plus it sits pretty flat so I can hang anything I want up there. It's going to be some good framing, and it's holding in sturdy, so do the same on that side. Okay, so everything on the inside is done. I do have the doors yet to do, the back doors. I need to do the floor, which I'll probably do next. Yeah, these are on. It's a wasp right there. These are on. Of course they're a little bit wavy. We've noticed that before, but I'll figure something out. All that takes is just some trim or something. Nail it to here. Yeah. Keep in mind, I've never done this before, so might be doing things wrong or things that are taboo to other van lifers, but I do not care. All you really need to do is know how tools work, know how to work with wood a little bit, and just kind of take it step by step. You can get done pretty quickly. It's only been a few days and we've had this completely transformed on the inside, I would say. So yeah, stay tuned for part 8. So I'm about to put the floor in and I'm realizing there's some rust like down there in the cracks. So I found the thickest oil I could find, which turned out to be this gear oil. It's old stuff, about a quarter bottle left. So I put that in some of the holes right there and along this side, just so that whatever's rusting will rust less. Okay, so I have this first piece almost done. It's not in yet, but I have it laid out. I cut that out just with measuring from this edge, and then on the underside I'm gonna write with a pen so I can cut out this part. Okay, now before it dries too quickly, just want to show you what I did. I have a big tub of Elmer's glue there. It's pretty cheap. Nothing too fancy. Just putting that kind of on the floor here before I put the piece down. Obviously, you sweep floor, make sure there's no dust. You know, this doesn't have to be too perfect at all. And I'm gonna get a lot of hate from flooring guys who are like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" But this is not really to hold it down at all. This is just to make it feel solid in spots where it's probably trying to come off the ground, you know. Yeah, get some on the sides. Make sure the edges are done pretty good. Again, I don't want to step in here because I will get dust in it, but yeah, it's kind of like that. Screw it down. A lot of people, normally when you do flooring, you nail it down with tiny nails, brad nails. But since we're going to be driving this, it's subject to a lot of seismic activity. It'd be like little earthquakes all the time, so screws should hold it down better. So I've realized now that I need some shallower screws. These are some I just found, but they need to be like a 1/4 inch smaller because I'm pulling up on the metal underneath. Okay, so I have that screwed in, and I'm really stuck for today. Have to wait till tomorrow at this point because I just don't have screws. But yeah, I need to go get like 1/2 inch screws instead of these. These are 1 1/4 maybe. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the framing looks like down there, so it's impossible to tell. My screws are going to go past or through it, but most of them are hitting steel on the bottom. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, but stay tuned. It is coming along very nicely. As you can see, everything looks great. Woke up this morning and came out and realized I must have done all the trim in my sleep. I just found some random pieces laying around in the garbage that were not being used, so I did that. There's a few spots I'm just not going to look at right now because I don't like looking at them, which is this spot. I just cannot, there's just not enough space right here to get a nail through, and there. This one I kind of got a little bit, but not enough at all. But the rest of these, what I did, like this was sticking up pretty high. I drilled through, grabbed a screw, pulled it down, put some nails in. I had a little nail gun. It was actually my dad's, but I'm using it. I did all these too. They look decent. They're not on center, but that is because the lights themselves are not on center. Because the guy putting them in did not care what they looked like, which is fine. It was a work van anyway. But yeah, on this floor I'm just going to be bare feet from now because don't want to scratch it. And today we have to get screws, and then I'm going to go put some caulk on the roof over there to seal it. And yeah, I'm thinking I'll probably go darker stain on this, just with a really small paintbrush so I don't get anywhere else. And I'll darker stain all of this, just to give it like some trim look. And because this is like a rougher board, so a darker stain is going to hide more of the blemishes. So yeah, that's what I'll do. As you can see, I cut this piece a little short because I'm retarded. So I will just put it in like this, put another one in like this, and then put a piece going this way. I mean, then I'll just tell people that I put it in to stop the peeling this way when I roll my bike in, because the grain will be the other way. Okay, we got that piece in. Very disappointed with myself because of how stupid I am to cut that, but whatever. Gonna do these pieces on the wall, and then I bought the stain and stuff we're gonna use, which is some polyurethane and some tung oil. I'm gonna need more, but this is all they had. So I'll do 1 coat of this everywhere to make the wood look nice. Then I'm going to let it dry for a long time because it takes a long time. Then after that I'll put polyurethane on everything to seal it so it doesn't peel, because this stuff likes to peel because it's just thin birch plywood. Then after that I'll also do these probably darker. Okay, the rest of the floor and all the sheeting is done. I ran out of wide enough stuff, so I had to put a strip of 1 inch there. So it started raining this morning, so I had to put it under cover because I still have that leak. It's about right there. Shouldn't have leaked too much while it was out here. Of course, it's not going to be through already, but it's going to be dropping down somewhere on here. It's not too big of a deal, I guess. But yeah, so far all the staining looks good. We do have some splotches on the floor, but nothing I can really do about that. There's going to be a sink there anyway. Today our main job is just to wait for this to dry. Another thing we have to do before this is livable is at least put a vent somewhere. I'm thinking like right here. So I haven't looked much on the roof yet since I got the van, but a little bit of rust. This is definitely where it's leaking from. It's just that seam right there. So I'm gonna figure out something to do with that. Hopefully silicone works fine. If not, I'll have to figure something else out. But the roof vent, I'm gonna put it somewhere in here maybe. You know, not on this, that's the beam, just right here. I don't want to go in the middle because I know the lights are there and the wiring might be in the way. So I'm gonna have to go to the side. I'm thinking right here would be perfect. Yeah, get a small enough one so it's in between these. And yeah, I think I'll just leave the whole roof rack on because that way I can put stuff up there like surfboards or whatever I want to put up there. Maybe build a second story. One thing I can do today is paint or polyurethane these. I have my makeshift brush here with some of that stuff. Yeah, I did not stain or I did not tongue oil these at all, so I can just polyurethane them right now. I'll do a quick ASMR polyurethane video right here. Watch this. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. That is so good. Okay, so we got both these doors done. It already matches like the inside, so honestly, the tongue oil is not really a big deal. You don't really need to do the tongue oil, it just kind of makes it look a little bit better. A little bit darker, you know, but yeah, that's done. Now we just wait. Had a dream last night that I was not a disappointment to all of my ancestors and a complete failure in life, but now I've woken up and it's time to get back to the van. We have this all done. I'm gonna probably polyurethane that today. I should have enough. We have like half of this one left and then another full one up there you can see. The side doors look done pretty well. Might not even need another coat on there. I do have to check the roof because I put some silicone on that crack. We'll see how it looks. There's nothing dripping through, which is very good. Yeah, but we're gonna get started with polyurethaning the sides and the floor. I'm guessing I'll probably do the roof first, and we'll work our way down. Alright, it's all done on the inside. I'd say it's turning out pretty nice. Pretty nice shag pad, as Austin Powers would say. I'm going to end up putting the bed around here. So I'm going to be building a bed frame that probably folds down. This should be big enough, tall enough so I can look out the window when I'm asleep, and so people can look in. I'm also going to put a sink in around there. I found an old sink behind me in the shed. It's a dual basin sink, or whatever you want to call it, so I'm going to just cut off half of it, then put the other half in as the sink. I'll build a frame around it, and then I'll have a water tank on the top, like probably adaptable to one of those blue things you can get at the store, so I can just have gravity fed water. And then not thinking of a toilet in here because I'm always just gonna shit on the side of the road or do whatever I want. Okay, this is the sink I was talking about right there. I'm just gonna cut it down the middle because I don't want, it's too big, you know, to have two basins in there. I'm just gonna cut it down the middle and probably use this side drill a hole here, put a new faucet on, because I don't know what shit is in this one, somebody else's. But yeah, that's how we're gonna do that. I also ordered a vent that will go right here. I got that at Walmart. It should be coming in a few days, and it was about $70. It's an air-powered vent. One of those spiral things you see on the top of like libraries and stuff, I don't know. Then I'll probably put another coat on the floor of polyurethane after this dries. Walls probably should have one, but I don't think I want to, just because I'm too lazy and I'm unemployed and I don't care.